Hello, fellow Beavers. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn more and vote in this important student body election. My name is Dhru Patel, and I'm running for ASOSU president. And this is my running mate, Dylan Perfect.
We're running on the platform of Bees for Change because we believe that's exactly what the student body needs right now. These elections are not only important because of their role in the shared governance of Oregon State University, but also because of the unique and unprecedented circumstances in which we find ourselves.
Dylan and I decided to run in this election because we have seen how many students have been suffering in the past year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has also increased the urgency surrounding long-standing issues facing the student body. The fact is that unemployment in Corvallis has risen to a level unseen since the recession, and students are facing food and housing insecurity and the cost of rising tuition. These problems call for a student leadership that is ready and committed to putting forward a bold, progressive plan to rebuild the dam.
Dhru and I come not only from a place of consistently prioritizing social, racial, economic, and climate justice in our advocacy, but we bring the most institutional knowledge of any ticket in the race. With 5 years of collective experience advocating with ASOSU, Dhru and I are ready to begin tackling problems and helping the student body on day one. Dhru has served as a member of the ASOSU Senate and is currently the president pro tempore of the Senate. At the same time, I have most recently served as a liaison for government relations under the past two ASOSU presidents, advocating to change policy at the local, state, and federal level.
Well, recognizing that we bring the most experience advocating for change, Dylan and I bring past victories to the table as we have fought on behalf of the student body for the past several years. As a senator, I voted to decrease the fall term incidental fee by 6.06% in response to the clear changes to our programs due to COVID-19. Dylan, in his role leading the Student Advisory Board for ASOSU, presided over a vote to recommend expanded legal services, particularly identifying the unmet needs of DACA-eligible students. This was only made possible by the advocacy of concerned students and demonstrates the willingness of Dylan and I to listen to the needs of the student body. Our promise, if elected, is to always put you first.
I hope that's provided some insight into our ongoing work for students, but to go further, we'd like to briefly share with you some of our most important priorities going forward and why we're asking today for your support.
As the chair of the Student Outreach Committee, I've had the privilege to work with on-campus partners to provide an open forum for students and community members to have an open dialogue with administrators about issues of police accountability and racial justice on campus.
Learning from the insights he's gained from chairing this committee, Dhru is currently sponsoring legislation in the ASOSU Congress to establish designated liaisons for Greek life, cultural centers, student athletes, and other constituencies on campus. This means that there will be designated points of contact able to communicate with these communities, where these contacts have often been absent in the past. And importantly, unlike other proposals, this policy uses pre-existing positions in the Senate, and if passed, will be implemented before Dhru and I even take office. So not only will we deliver on our promises on day one, but even before that.
We have also identified the need for better resources allocated to student health and safety and well-being on campus. A key component of our platform is to advocate for improved resources for the Survivor Advocacy Resource Center and for the Equal Opportunity Access Office on campus. Furthermore, we are putting together an agenda to help students of diverse backgrounds and experiences thrive on campus. To this end, we will reach out to those involved with programs like EOP and TRIO to better publicize the resources available to students and to fight for a more equitable educational environment for everyone at Oregon State.
One of the historical problems with ASOSU has been its lack of connection with the ideas and the values of the student body. ASOSU can do better to represent the communities it serves, and Dhru and I have fought to make this happen. As the author of the first drafts of structural reforms included as a measure on this year's ballot, I worked with senators, including Dhru, to pass a proposal which would make student government more democratic and more representative at OSU.
Dylan and I are very passionate about connecting with students and building a community. We want individuals of all cultures, backgrounds, and identities to have access to university resources and to feel safe and welcomed on our campus. To that end, if you have any questions, concerns, or policy suggestions, please reach out anytime to Dhru@beesforchange.com or Dylan@beesforchange.com. We are looking forward to fighting for you. Please vote Dhru Patel and Dylan Perfect so that we can rebuild the dam together. Stay safe and go Bees!